脑机接口之父米格尔·尼克莱利斯教授2004年被美国科普杂志《科学美国人》评为全球最具影响力的20位科学家之一。米格尔·尼克莱利斯教授曾通过脑机接口控制外骨骼，让一位全身瘫痪的少年通过脑机接口控制外骨骼站起来，并为巴西世界杯开球。2024年1月30日，伊隆·马斯克宣布，旗下脑机接口公司 Neuralink 已完成首例脑机接口芯片的人体移植。马斯克曾表示，该项技术可以实现意念控制、意识永生。接下来，让我们听听米格尔教授对于脑机接口技术未来的看法。人类真的可以实现数字化永生和意识上传吗？What do you see? Elon Musk said, they put a machine and help you so you don't have to study, you can download the books.
It's nonsense. His company was created by 3 of my students. Mr. Musk bought it, but he barely knows where the brain is located, so it's not easy for him to think as a neuroscientist. So this idea is, in English we say ludicrous, completely baloney,
So is that how all the scientists think?
99% of neuroscientists think that this idea has no merit whatsoever.
Because this is not how brain learns.
You are not going to learn French by putting a chip in your head.
So we can forget about it.
Forget about it. Better start studying French. I came up with this name, Gödelian information, as an alternative. Instead of being zeros or ones, Gödelian information is continuous. Instead of being independent of any hardware, because channel information, any computer is the same thing, Gödelian information depends on the hardware, depends on the type of tissue. And in the case of our brains, Gödelian information is embedded in the tissue. So it cannot be extracted as channel information. That's the reason there will be never a machine that will be able to read our memories and put it on a hard disk. That will never happen. Some people have proposed that. Some companies are saying, I'm going to download the human brain and give you a hard disk with the content of your brain.
And you can be eternal, live forever.
Yes, live forever.
Live forever, yeah.
Not even the Greek gods would believe that, because it's not going to happen. It's a mathematical impossibility, because your memories are embedded in your brain, and they're all over your brain. So there's no way to take it out.
If the brain is who we are, and then the physical body might go away, right? We can replace our arms with artificial heart, artificial everything.
No, because the relationship between the brain and the body is very important. It's very fundamental for defining ourselves. The brain has multiple representations of our body inside the brain. And for instance, when we work with paraplegic patients that couldn't move anymore, before we could make them move again, we did that. We had to retrain their brains to relearn how to have legs. Because since they had not moved their legs for many years, the brain had forgotten. So we had to reintroduce, and we did that by using a training method that included virtual reality, in which the patient had an avatar, a virtual body. And in that virtual body, he could walk, he had legs, and we put the visual image in front of the patient in a computer screen, and we made his brain control the movements of the virtual body. And in that way, we showed that the brain was, okay, I'm relearning to have legs. So it was very fundamental to create a new body image.
But is it possible we have like a mechanic wings then
that could be.
Yeah, right? And
that
then we train ourselves.
We can control with our brains.
And then we can fly.
That will be a modern version of Icaro. The problem, Icaro went down because he got too close to sun. Because a lot of companies want to sell a lot of things. And they want to create this, like Mr. Musk, he's an expert on that, overselling everything. But a lot of scientists are now coming forward and saying, look, artificial intelligence is neither intelligent and not artificial. It's made by humans. We do it. And the intelligence in artificial intelligence comes from the human brain. It's not a machine that is becoming intelligent. They may mimic, they may try to fool you. They're saying that the robot is intelligent, but it's not.
It's one of our capabilities.
Exactly. But it emerged as a part of the natural selection process, of interacting with nature and trying to escape a predator, how we use a tool.
Tools.
Yeah, how do we learn to bike? So intelligence is not computable. It's another phenomenon that is non-computable. It's like the definition of beauty. With a famous computer scientist, he said, no, if I cannot program, it doesn't exist. I said, okay, do you think your mother is beautiful? He said, of course, she's much beautiful. I said, what about your daughter? He said, oh, she's beautiful. Your wife, beautiful. I said, what is the definition of beautiful? What is the formula of beautiful? He said, no, it doesn't exist. I said, well, you just told me that if you cannot program, that thing doesn't exist. Well, beauty exists. Every one of us has a definition of beauty, but he cannot put a formula in it. You see? And that's the dilemma that computer science